I'd like to call to order the Northern Will County Water Agency meeting. Can you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have a roll call, please.
Bolingbrook?
Here.
Homer Glenn?
Here.
Lamont?
Here.
Romeoville?
Here.
Woodridge?
Here. Okay. Next up is our approval of minutes. Can I have a motion?
So move.
Okay, motion by Bolingbrook, seconded by Homer Glenn. Okay, any questions or comments? Okay, can we have a roll call, please, for approval?
Is that voice vote?
I guess we do, yeah. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, ayes have it. All right, next up, the approval of our agenda. Do we have any changes? The one thing to note is our consultant report. I believe we're going to move that into executive session. We will be going into executive session, and just in case I forget, we should not be having any announcements or decisions after executive session. But other than that, any other things we need to adjust?
I move approval.
Okay, all right. Second, okay, approval by Bolingbrook, seconded by Woodridge. All right, next up, okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, ayes have it. All right, next up is our approval of bills. Can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, motion by Romeoville, seconded by Woodridge. Okay. All right, we have
That would be roll call.
roll
Questions?
For approval of
question,
bills?
please. Any questions, comments? Okay, roll
Sorry.
call.
Bolingbrook?
Yes.
Homer Glenn?
Yes.
Lamont?
Yes.
Romeoville?
Yes.
Woodridge?
Yes.
Okay, motion approved. All right, next up, we have our 2018 budget. Need a motion for the budget, please.
So move.
Okay, motion by Bolingbrook,
Second.
seconded by Homer Glenn. We have in the deck here our budget for $487,750 with corresponding expenses. Any questions or comments on the budget?
It's pretty straightforward.
Is it the same as last year? I mean, is it pretty much the same? I didn't compare it to last year.
Actually, it's not. There's a detailed breakdown on the page behind it on the litigation.
Okay.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Need a roll call, please.
Bolingbrook?
Yes.
Homer Glenn?
Yes.
Lamont?
Yes.
Romeoville?
Yes.
Woodridge?
Yes.
Okay, motion approved. Moving on, future meeting dates. Next up, we will be enrolling Romeoville on June 11th, followed by Woodridge on September 10th, December 10th, Bolingbrook. And 2019, the first one is Homer Glenn. You all good with those dates, gentlemen?
Yeah, I move approval.
Okay.
Second.
Motion to approve. Okay, we have a motion by Bolingbrook, seconded by Homer Glenn. We're good to go on the future meeting dates. Next up, we have a vote, please. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, the ayes have it. Next up is our audience participation section. I believe we have at least one gentleman. Can you please stand, come to the mic, state your name.
To which mic?
Right here.
I assume you, sir, are the chair?
Yes, I am, and I have a little bit of advertising I got to give you here. So please announce your name, address before commenting, all comments.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Josh Lund, and I'm from Homer Glen. Do you need a specific address?
No.
Okay. I'm here this morning. I noticed as you were just looking through the minutes that you have approved locations for the next 4 meetings, but have not approved times. And that's specifically what I'm here to talk to you about. I'd like to note that I took the day off of work in order to be here because these meetings seem to always be happening in the morning. You may not be intending to do this, but you should be aware that because you're meeting largely, pretty much always in the mornings and posting these times at very much at the last minute, it is giving the residents the impression that you are not interested in our opinion or input. And the other thing that, the other impression they're getting is that these meetings are deliberately being scheduled in the morning so as not to hear it. So we'd like to request as respectfully as possible, could these meetings be moved to a time in which the townspeople could actually attend? I know we are not the biggest water consumer on this lawsuit, but as people who represent a fairly significant portion of it, we would like to also be considered. Thank you.
No, appreciate it.
Well, first of all, these dates and times have been the same for years. Always at 11 o'clock. The dates that we just, as you just noticed, every meeting we reset dates for a year out.
Some have been at 9 or 9:30, however.
Not public meetings. We've had an executive session, I think, once or
We've done
twice
some
at a
executive
time.
sessions earlier.
Okay. The meetings are always 11 o'clock, and that was set years and years ago. Personally, I have no problem moving it. The problem we get into an evening meeting is conflicts with all the various village board meetings and other things going on. I'm not sure we're in a position to discuss that day because we didn't know this was coming, and we have a couple of mayors that aren't here today who I'd like to have involved in that. But personally, I wouldn't be opposed to moving it to say, and there'll be issues with this time too, but say at 5 o'clock. But you go into 7 or 8 o'clock at night and the host of conflict just goes on and on and on. And we don't want to prevent this board from being able to be present either. But it certainly was never an intention to exclude anybody, never.
I just wanted to let you know that there are people who
Well,
feel
there's
that
always
way.
that perception. But we have it at 5 o'clock, there'll be the perception I can't get home work till 5:30. You have it at 8 o'clock, well, they know that that's the night I babysit or bowl. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. So that's an easy one for people to talk about. But I would have no problem at least entertaining the top thought of 5 o'clock. I mean,
That's
it's not like
certainly
the
better than
meetings go
11.
on for hours. There's certainly nothing to hide, but as you notice, the agendas until, since we're in litigation, there's not a lot to do until we get to court.
Yes.
And so consequently, the rest of it just paying bills and setting meeting dates. No reason to exclude or hide anything.
No, and like I said, I'm agreeing with you on that. I just wanted to let you know that there is some public perception that some of this is kind of being secreted away from us. Yeah, I know that most of what you're doing is discussing litigation, so that obviously we're not invited for that, and that's as should be. But if there's a way that you can be somewhat flexible on this meeting time, a lot of people appreciate that.
Mayor,
Well-
Mike, throw out there just to throw out a thought, maybe if you do half the meetings at 5, the other half at 11, every other meeting, or, just, I don't know if that makes it less conflict or not.
Well, I think it creates some confusion. People know, is this 11 o'clock, it's 5 o'clock, and it's kind of hard, who are you going to call to find out? I said 5 o'clock in another group I was on for many years at 5 o'clock because everybody's generally available at 5 o'clock. They might miss dinner or get dinner late, but that's not really going to hurt anybody. And people that want to go to a meeting can generally knock off a half hour early to get there, or some people are actually off work by 5 o'clock. But there are people who will still be conflicted at 5 o'clock. And I come from the city, I can't get home till 6. So there's no happy solution, but I don't know if anybody else would, at 5 o'clock, I mean.
Yeah, I think the only thing you run into is like, our village, why don't we talk about it later on as far as what dates work, but on Monday, typically Lamont has their board meeting, so those types of things we're gonna run into. So I think if we reconvene, check these dates, see what day of the week they fall on, maybe we circulate and see if some other time works besides 11 a.m.
Well, I think, and I agree with that too, but everybody's certainly permitted to send in a question. to any one of these communities, and it'll be brought to this
Yeah.
board.
I think that's probably you know, if there are specific questions, you know, definitely in writing, you know, if you're Lamont, whatever it is, send it to your representative, and we'll definitely address it, or just send it to, you know, the chair as well, and we'll address it at the meeting.
And respond back.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone else? All right, with that being said, we're gonna have need a motion to go into executive session for the purpose of discussing pending litigation. Can I have a motion, please?
A motion?
Okay, motion by Romeoville, seconded by Woodridge. Again, we will not be having any decisions after the executive session, so for all purposes, the public portion of the meeting is over. Thanks again for coming out.